The Hermitcraft server has recently been taken by storm with a rocket ship. This rocket ship mysteriously appeared outside of Grian's barge first seen in Mumbo Jumbo's Hermitcraft episode 68. There were also strange messages written outside the rocket, saying things such as HCBBS and give us your name. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at this mystery and seeing if there are any plausible explanations. Let's get straight into this thing. This first appeared in Mumbo Jumbo's 68th episode of Hermitcraft Season 7. This build looks fairly similar to the button, with the colored concrete and lamps to indicate passing time. There is terraformed land around it, including magma blocks and coarse dirt. It also seems to affect the road slightly. On the ground, there are item frames with the warped warp blocks containing strange text with messages such as HCBBS, give us your name, when the countdown ends it begins, insert name be a part of change, and change is coming. The player is directed to the center where there are two chests and an anvil. The player is instructed to insert their name on a renamed piece of paper. The system sucks it up with use of a visible hopper, creates a note block sound, and gives the player a token bearing the message, you are invited to the changeover. The players that have currently entered their names are CubFan135, DocM77, Grian, Impulse SV, iJevin, Corrales, Mumbo Jumbo, Vintage Beef, XP Crafted, and Iskel85. This list may be outdated at the time you are watching this video. There are currently 10 users that have inputted their name, and according to Iskel85's video, the counter has only lost 4 lamps, which leads me to believe that it is not based on inputted names. Now that you are caught up on this, let's start talking about some of the evidence. Your first thought when you see this might be, Mumbo made this. Let's take a look at why this could be true. Before we take a look at the evidence, you should consider subscribing to be kept up to date on all Hermitcraft matters. Now, back to the video. For starters, it looks like the button, which is a minigame that he constructed at the beginning of the season. The colored concrete and lamps look very similar to the button. Secondly, the blocks on the ground are warped warp blocks, a very commonly used block in Pacific, the shop that is a collaborative effort between Mumbo and Iskel. Now, let's get to the more circumstantial evidence. In between clips, before and when he saw the rocket, Mumbo's XP level dropped by 5, which could have been used to rename some of the items. He would require a minimum of 6 levels to rename everything, as there are 5 warp messages and the papers inside have been renamed. However, his XP is just above 0 in the clip when he inserts his name, meaning that he could have died and lost his XP. Mumbo also had a clear inventory apart from his tools. This is further proof of a possible death. However, this could also mean that he built it and he tried to cover up the fact that he had blocks that matched the palette of the rocket in his inventory. Let's talk about what it might mean if Mumbo Jumbo did construct the rocket. Your first thought may be that it has something to do with Pacific. I've seen a lot of people say that they thought the names were something to do with the Pacific banking system, and Pacific will open at the end of the countdown. They go further and say that people who give their name will receive some sort of Pacific coin special. However, I do not think this will turn out to be true. There are 8 days left on the counter as of recording this. They have too much work left, including building the actual shops, stocking the shops, and more building. 8 days is not sufficient time for this. A more possible but still far-fetched theory is the fact that this is for Hermit challenges. People have noted that the rocket looks like the Hermit challenge counter. There are also burn sticks all around the crash site. This would mean that HC and HCBBS would stand for Hermit Challenges, which could be interesting. Another person that this reminded me of was CubFan135. Cub is known for using Unicode in his item names. However, I cannot think of why Cub would build this. This definitely does not exclude him, as he is well known for using special characters. Another thing that I want to throw out there is the fact that Mumbo and Cub are not super well known for starting major storylines on the server. This does not mean that it's not them, however, it does open up more possibilities. So what do you all think? Let me know with a comment down below. I would love to hear all of your opinions on this new Hermitcraft mystery. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe as I post lots of Hermitcraft content and other Minecraft videos. Until next time, I'm out. Peace!